Yo, it's that native J, and we're gonna flow right into episode 12. Took a little break, and now I'm ready to go. So, that's nice to see. I'm highly considering what's going on with this kitchen. I'm starting to feel like the kitchen is just not gonna really do anything for us if we start to create a higher population here. So, 32 damage is a lot. I think we can handle it. Do I want to test it? No. It would be interesting to see what 32 damage would do against stone walls. Not gonna lie. I don't know if I've ever had that high of an attack on just stone walls. I usually don't allow this to get so high so quickly. Um, my lab size probably would be about this size. I don't really go off lab size too much. I feel like you could build quite a bit and it's not going to affect you long term much. It's just going to help you. Um, 62 regular Humvees. Very unnecessary. 28 level 2 Humvees. Very unnecessary. We are way over population for the tier level that we at. Or not way, I would say just over the population. So if we grow any more, we're going to be putting people to jobs and doing stuff we probably don't even need to do. Our metal is shooting up like crazy, so I'm just chilling, waiting for that metal pretty much. Our wood is looking low because we're cooking so much metal, is kind of the vibe I'm getting here. So I'm actually going to tell these guys to pretty much do nothing but wood now. And these guys can also just chill on wood. That way we could really get our wood back up. I want to get back up to like 10k-ish going into this metal. And we're also going to start getting higher level buildings that can process more of this at once. We're also burning wood consistently in our wood generators. So I want to make sure that we can sustain that. Our power grid will probably be moved like up into one of these corners. Probably this corner because it's really janky and weird. So I don't know. I probably won't build much right here, right? Maybe we'll end up using this for ore, but as of right now, this is pretty up here. This is a really good spot for power as well, just because it's so far away from my main storage that it's like, realistically, do you really want to put anything up here at all besides just like a bunch of power buildings in this whole 90-degree corner? Because this is where people are going to have to go the furthest just to grab anything. So having the kitchen over here isn't going to help us much, right? We could even build multiples of each building. That's something I'm considering, right? So like we could always do a large kitchen here and a large kitchen here, okay, and then a big highway down the middle. This is a lot of our production buildings in here, and then we do like a bedroom and a workout room right in each corner, and then the defenses are all right here, like all three sides defenses in their own boxes, and then the rest of the base kind of built around it slowly. So that's kind of what I'm envisioning now when I talk about a mega lab. Is I'm talking about like 90% of the map literally be taken over by buildings, electrical turbines and wood burning generators, hauling posts, whatever production buildings we're going to have, rows of greenhouses to support high populations of human beings and Humvees. So eventually, what will happen is we'll be curing humans, but we won't even be able to send them off. So we'll have to be able to sustain them while they're here, and we just send as many as we can over and over again away. That's kind of what the cycle ends up being, right, as we're curing humans. That is still quite a ways off, but it's good to dream about it. You always want to dream and think about what you're doing next. I'm not comfortable with going to the next level yet, and 19's not getting in. Like, 150% they're not getting into my base. So, I wanted to mine this stuff up, but there's such little amounts. We're going to go ahead and start popping up the next layer here. And I'm going to delete that. I guess we can come back and get that 60, so that's cool if it's still there. This stuff, I want to get out of here as well because they're just kind of sitting here doing nothing. And I did that backwards. I want that. And then we'll just let them kind of work on the stone and hope for the best. I'm thinking if we take a couple out of here, 1, 2, 3, then we can fill this the rest of the way back up. 6, 7. Oh my god. We found the bug. He's the bug. He's the reason our stuff's not working. Okay, so let's save it over this save right here. Or actually, I probably shouldn't save it right there. Actually, yeah, we'll say this was the end of episode 11, even though we know it wasn't, guys. But that's okay. Hopefully everything works out, and then we don't have to worry about the technical issues. So I'm thinking, oh my god, he just went in. Are these messing them up? I think these were placed too close. And that's what messed them up. So that looks like we fixed it right there. So I'm hoping that works out for the best. That's strange. I don't know where he came from or how he got there or what's going on here. But it looks like he'll find his way at least outside of the door for the night. Oh, and it looks like our defenses are wanting to work today, so that's really good. So as long as he gets out the gate, I think we'll be fine. I don't think he needs to get all the way back inside the house. But let him get outside the gate. Let's mark this for repair, because I guess 90 is where they're getting marked for repair. That's probably for the best, too, because we don't want them trying to repair a bunch of walls when they just really need to be concentrating on gates and the walls later. But yeah, I think that's gonna fix our problem where these weren't working. Yeah, he actually disappeared. So whatever that it was is perfect. That's exactly what we want. We want them to literally disappear if they're like unfrozen and they're not back in the tunnel. Or that looks like a good fix. So I'm pretty confident that they're not getting in all the way in. I don't know what I have workers busy on and why they're not repairing it, to be honest. But there we go. So we should be able to get these repairs out decently. I don't know why we're not attacking again. That's really frustrating. So I assume it had something to do with these zombies or that guy. I thought we had it figured out. They were working for 10 seconds and now they're not working again. So let's do what we did before and start getting a movement going. Anything. Getting them to work in any way possible would be nice. Slowing down some of these attacks. Okay, cool. So I think that's all we're going to need. And honestly, it'll probably freeze them. And then I'll probably be able to move that one. We'll just keep moving them and move them back. If that's what we got to do. Until we can actually figure out what the heck we're doing wrong here. Because I think what we're doing wrong here is we usually have freezers for zombies to be in and stuff, right? See, it's almost like this one just doesn't want to fire now. And I don't know, so let's read this. To manually trigger the job refill. Okay, so Maybe if they're not refilling or something. I don't know. I was hoping the haulers would do their field jobs. This guy just doesn't want to attack. But as to seeing most of them are frozen already, that's nice. But I definitely don't want to upgrade these and then them not work too, because that would also suck. But it looks like all the lower level ones are frozen already too, so that's nice. Yeah, so we're gonna delete them again, and we're gonna rebuild them again, and we're gonna see what is going on. Um, we're almost done here, and we didn't hit 1,000 metal, but I think we're ready for tier 3, guys. I think we should hit that tier 3. We should start getting our metal walls up. Metal walls should take us over 40 in damage, and we should be able to get higher level ones of these. Maybe if I just put down the level 2 contraptions, maybe the higher level contraptions have less issues when it comes to how they work. I'm not sure. I think it's something I'm doing because it seems like it revolves around having hostiles still on the map, whether or not they're frozen or whatnot. So I think when you're loading your game, you don't want frozen zombies on your map because then they spawn randomly wherever. You could have a frozen one in here, defrost. Like I think something like that happened, right? And then you could also have it to where they don't get back out of the map because they were either making their way out or don't put things over here. Maybe don't build too close to this. That probably might have an effect as well. So we're going to kind of just work our way past what these mechanical issues, I guess is what I'm going to call them, technical issues, and just kind of hope for the best here. So it's daytime. We're going to go ahead and let them all out. He might get frozen, actually, on his way out. Ooh. So this is all just like, I don't know. It's become obsolete, but it's pertinent that we get. Oh, pertinent is the word I was looking for the other day. And one of the videos, the earlier videos, that I couldn't come up with the word. It was like all the synonyms of the word were like mixing up in my head, like important and uh, whatever. It's too early, but yeah. So pertinent. It just means it's relevant that we get leveled up here because of the current attack. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this bad boy now, and we're gonna get our first metal fence and metal gate put up because I think that's just one of the most important things. Um, we're gonna delete these gates too, and I think we want to move our gate system up here. It's not that big of a difference, but come on, it is closer to that. Which later, I'm not really, I don't care all too much for that. It's not a big deal. Oh, gotta be kind of accurate there now. Let's also delete this out. And this whole first wall needs to be metal by night. No questions asked. Probably these two, but let's start with one to make sure we have that first layer at least. Oh, and the wood wasn't done, so it's not marked yet. Want to make sure those gates are open for these guys. And then let's just peer through our stats real quick because I'm not paying attention to stats, but I want to pay attention. I want to see how this has been inclining. So I went from like 3,400 to 4,800 in about a 24-hour period or less. So I'm making over 1,000, so that's plenty good. That'll easily push us through the metal tier as we go along here. This is a really important place to be, especially if you're going to take up more people. You need higher production. But I've always felt so strongly about the most important thing is your defenses. If you can't defend your base, like, the game is literally unplayable at that point. You'll just keep losing. These I really like to have up front too. Usually I wait till my base becomes more compact, like I make a lane or something for them to have to battle in. but we're going to work with that for now. So that first layer is for sure getting done too, so we're going to go ahead and just start working on the back 2 layers behind them. Let's drag from here. Oh, whoops. I right-clicked or so. I did something funny. Okay. And I'm thinking these whole lanes now. I just want to actually let them finish that to make sure. I'm almost positive they're going to do it, but this game's been making me a little nervous recently, and shooting videos, I don't want to mess anything up for you guys. I really want to show you guys how I get to the mega base. I've had a couple messed up playthroughs. It happens. But skipping along too is probably one of the biggest mistakes I've made, even in this playthrough. You don't want to lay your guard down on certain things for too long, even just a little bit. Like, you want to pay attention to things. Like, I don't have any electronics coming in, and there's not much on the map, so I want to be very careful. Okay, there's very little on the map. It looks like now. That was the only car I could even find. So I don't even know if there's like more that I can find around here. That's also a thing you could turn up when you start a map. It doesn't hurt to hit it a couple notches. Because once you start to hit this part of the game, now I have to strategically get to where I can produce my own electronics here. And if I don't, where are they at? Science, I believe. If I don't get this going, this is like literally the #1 thing we need right now, is electronic production. Once we're done in this area and making sure we have defenses, we're just going to put one of those bad boys down so they can start producing us electronics. Having this guy still on too probably isn't a good idea. We don't really need any more Humvees right now. And we got plenty of haulers and stuff. They'll also get better at their jobs as I, whatchamacallit, as I upgrade these. So since I'm over 10,000 wood, I'm just going to put all these guys back out here. And I want to get rid of this again. I'm still not that interested in stone out here. It doesn't seem to be a big deal. We're just not that interested in stone because we're not using it to make chemicals. That's where you would be interested in maintaining a stone flow. If you have a stone crusher making chemicals and you're relying on it for food, 100% you're turning stone into food theoretically. You need to be doing that consistently. That freed up a couple of our people and filled up the rest of this. So this is technically disabled. So we're just going to disable it for now. And I have 3 level 1 Humvees walking around doing nothing. So let's pause this real quick and get our defenses down for the night. Now I'm assuming these will work correctly. And if they don't, we're going to cry. But what's nice is too, they have more range. So all 8 of them should be able to hit the gate area. This guy should be able to hit like all the way up here at least a little bit. And much further out now. I don't know why they haven't upgraded these yet. Looks like we're thinking about it. But we should be able to get this all done by tonight. So that's good to know. I'm hoping these guys will defrost and get out of here by night. Get out of here, shoo shoo, right? And we can't really see much on this attack. It's not going up that much. But the other one's going up on us, like right before our eyes. See, it just says our defenses get in. So, everything counts against you. Everything. One little tiny wall piece counts against you. So, let's get these guys out of here. And yeah, that'll get a nice little, they're like flowing out. Flow out like water. So I don't know what we're missing for this. Just metal. So just like that, boom, we're out of metal again. So actually, before, see, this is where we gotta really think about different processes. Before we do any more metal, because we need metal for everything now, right? We need better metal machines. So if we replace these four with just two smelteries, they'll probably outdo these pretty well. So these are doing 5 an hour, but that's only because they have a boost, right? So let's go in here. This is going to be 6 an hour plus the boost, so it's probably going to be like 8 or so, maybe 9. I don't know what 25% of that is. Of 6. Oh, it would be like 1.5 or something roughly. So if we add 1.5 to 6, they'll be doing about 7.5, I think, instead of just this 6.3, right? So that's kind of what we got going on here. I don't know if their bonus is stacked because I got 2 of them there. But yeah, they definitely get a bonus. So we're going to close these gates now. The base is sealed for the night. And here we go. Um, if these machines don't work, I don't know what's going on with the game. We might just have to completely like try another machine or like level up again. I don't know. Yeah, because look, the machines are not working again. So there's something going on in the base where like our base won't work. Like these guys aren't even attacking. So yeah, I'm gonna turn the alarm on. I'm pretty confident we can just defend ourselves with just builders. So I want to delete these buildings. I don't know what we could do to make our game work. Um, but I'm pretty confident no one's getting in here, guys. Um, Something I'm considering here, right? Let's try to put in another tower. I think I had done that before to trigger the towers into knowing that there's a tower there. I think that's a big um, discernment, right? Like maybe it's a targeting thing because they're AoE and they don't have something like these guys out front telling them, hey, why don't you shoot? Or this is what we're targeting. There is targets. So that's all I could assume. Maybe they need like something that's a single target attack to do a single target attack on them. So I'm just gonna like bust this in here. I think he'll be able to hit stuff. I'm not sure. We'll see. But we're gonna put level 1 Humvee there, right? I think that's the only thing that can be there. Yeah, he's the only one who's strong enough to work a launcher. So we'll go ahead and see if these two can just go ham on this thing, right? And see if them shooting it will at least trigger. Nope, it didn't. It looks like it does a lot of damage though. That's a pretty effective tool. So single target damage stuff will work no matter what, and the AoE is the only thing giving us a problem. Oh, so they did make it through the front gate. This could be bad. This could end up bad. So let's stop doing stuff right now. So we do know that they're going to be doing those gates. And let's mark the gates as priority, because that's probably what's going on here too, right? Let's get the gates up. So at level 23 damage, they actually are doing decent amount of damage to the gate. So I'm going to end the episode here, and I'm going to do some testing, I guess I could say, right? I'm going to do some testing, and I'm going to see how I can get my shooters to shoot at night and to stop not shooting. I feel like it's kind of weird that they're not shooting. Maybe it has something to do with being too close to the main storage. I honestly do not know. It's kind of like nerve-wracking is the word I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to force this forward, and I'm just going to do some testing. So I'm going to pause the episode here. We're going to end episode 12. And what I'm thinking we're going to do is I'm going to come in, I'm going to play a little bit and see if I can fix this issue that I'm having by using this regular attack as my tester knight until I get it figured out. And then I'll come back and show you guys what I did right, and we'll do it together to actually make the game work for us. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. It could have a lot to do, like I said, with these guys sitting around. I don't know. So we'll end our episode here, and I'll figure it out. Or maybe I won't, and you have to see if we can mega base our way through anyways using the other towers. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.